Have you ever wondered if following God means losing yourself? From Christianity to Islam, from ancient teachings to modern America, faith can inspire or control. As Emerson said, to be yourself is the greatest accomplishment. This video will challenge what you've been told and help you find God without losing your own voice. Welcome to Curious Axis, where we explore life's deepest questions with honesty and courage. Today we ask, do we lose ourselves in the name of God? From Christianity's guiding light to Islam's call for submission, from sacred texts to psychology, we'll uncover how faith can shape or replace identity. If this journey sparks your mind, please like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking conversations, where belief meets freedom. Let's begin. For many in America, the journey toward God is often intertwined with the journey toward self-discovery. We are told from a young age that finding God is the highest purpose of life, yet rarely do we stop to ask, what about finding ourselves? Faith can be a powerful compass, guiding us toward compassion, integrity, and hope. But there is a difference between letting faith guide us and letting it completely define us. When we seek God without self-awareness, we risk wearing an identity that isn't truly ours, one shaped by tradition, social expectation, or even fear, rather than genuine belief. In a society that values individuality, this raises an important question. Can we honor God without erasing who we are? True faith is not about losing yourself in the name of God. It's about becoming the fullest version of yourself because of God. The search for the divine and the search for self should walk hand in hand. Thank you for taking the time to explore this with us. If this video made you think, inspired you, or even challenged you, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and join us for more conversations that seek truth with both heart and mind. Across the world's major religions, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, faith is often seen as the foundation of a person's identity. In America, too, religion has been a moral compass for generations. It can give people a sense of belonging, purpose, and direction. As the Bible says in Proverbs 3:6, "In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make straight your paths." But there's a subtle danger. Sometimes, instead of shaping our identity, faith can entirely replace it. We begin to define ourselves not as who we are, but only as what our religion says we should be. Psychologically, this can create a borrowed self, a personality built from external rules rather than internal conviction. In American society, where individuality is celebrated, losing one's personal voice in the name of religious conformity can lead to deep inner conflict. The challenge is to let faith enrich our uniqueness, not erase it. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." In the next part, we'll explore how society, not just religion, can script who we are. Stay tuned. Religion is not just a private matter of belief. It's often woven into the very fabric of society. In America, Christianity has shaped laws, traditions, and even the idea of what it means to be a good citizen. In Muslim-majority societies, Islam plays a similar role. In Jewish culture, faith is deeply tied to community identity. Each system, in its own way, offers a script for how people should live, marry, work, and behave. The challenge arises when these social scripts become more about fitting in than about genuine conviction. In psychology, this is called conformity pressure, the pull to follow rules because that's what everyone does. This can lead to living a life that feels safe and socially approved, but not authentically ours. As the late American writer James Baldwin said, "The place in which I'll fit will not exist until I make it." In other words, true belonging often comes when we create space for both our faith and our individuality. Society's voice can be loud, but it should never drown out our own. In the next section, we'll explore the personal cost and comfort that comes when faith and control intertwine. One of the most powerful roles religion plays across Christianity Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, and others is offering comfort. Faith can be a refuge in times of loss, uncertainty, or moral confusion. In America, churches often provide not only spiritual guidance but also community support, counseling, and a sense of hope. Yet, alongside comfort, religion can also serve as a tool of control. Some traditions, intentionally or not, use fear of divine punishment or eternal damnation to enforce obedience. This is what psychologists call fear-based. Motivation: people comply not because they believe, but because they're afraid not to. The comfort-control balance is delicate. Comfort can help us grow. Control can keep us small. A love-based faith says, "Come as you are." A fear-based faith says, "Change or be cast out." As the Bible reminds us in 1 John 4:18, there is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. True spiritual growth often begins when we recognize whether our faith empowers us or imprisons us. In the next section, we'll meet voices, past and present, who had the courage to question, and in doing so, found a deeper truth. History is filled with people who dared to question the religious narratives. They were given, not because they rejected God, but because they wanted to find Him more authentically. In Christianity, figures like Martin Luther challenged the Church's authority in the Reformation. In Islam, scholars such as Al-Ghazali engaged in deep self-reflection to reconcile faith and reason. In Judaism, thinkers like Moses Mendelssohn pushed for harmony between tradition and modern thought. In American culture, questioning is often linked to personal freedom, a value rooted in the very founding of the nation. Psychologically, this reflects critical thinking, the willingness to examine beliefs rather than accept them blindly. This kind of courage often comes at a cost: social criticism, family tension, even personal doubt. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase." Questioning can be that first step, not away from faith but deeper into it. These voices remind us that spiritual maturity often requires both reverence and rebellion. In the final section, we'll explore how it's possible to find God without losing yourself in the process. Every major faith, from Christianity's call to love your neighbor as yourself, to Islam's reminder that God does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear, to Buddhism's focus on self-awareness, recognizes that spiritual growth is deeply personal. Yet, somewhere along the way, we often forget that God's relationship with us is unique, not a one-size-fits-all formula handed down by society. In America's diverse culture, many are rediscovering faith on their own terms, embracing spiritual practices like mindfulness, personal study of sacred texts, and interfaith dialogue. Psychologically, this reflects self-determination, the ability to choose one's beliefs freely, with conviction rooted in understanding rather than fear. As Mahatma Gandhi said, "Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions." The goal is not to erase yourself for God, but to bring your truest self into His presence. Thank you for spending your time exploring this journey with us. If this video has inspired, challenged, or moved you, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and join us for more conversations where faith and freedom walk side by side.